broken is the
Oh! My request is we show the Waka video today.
I think we're
That's FF news, right? Like we have to be
allow
like,
it.
oh, Waka came in second in the latest 35th anniversary popularity poll. We gotta do it. It's FF news.
It's true.
You can't just report the news that you want to
Wait, Mouse,
report.
did you update the title on Twitch?
Yeah. Oh no, not on Twitch. Nope. I can do
Just
that
have
right
the title be congratulations, Waka.
now. You did it.
Good work, kid. Yeah, but I set up the intro so we can get a copyright muted.
Nice.
Probably.
But yeah, have that ready, Somegi.
I will
Pull up
not.
that vid.
What do you mean you will not?
It's pretty literal. I think you know what I mean.
Like why?
It's not more monster prompt chat. Yeah, so we'll talk about it once the show actually starts, but our beloved hosts are... Well, it's just Mouse and the two of us.
Yeah. They're dead.
They're dead.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, no.
Sorry. Sorry I had to find out this way. Ba-ba-ba.
I think he's interning freeway.
Oh yeah, we didn't discuss pay on purpose. This whole Waka thing being like the best Final Fantasy character or whatever has really got me wanting to play the game again. Do a Final Fantasy X replay.
Do it.
I think it pretty much bodies the entire rest of the series, yeah.
Did Mouse still not update the stream title?
Nope.
No, haven't done it yet.
Hell.
Pardon me.
Also, yell at me if the audio balance is bad, chat. I'm on a new setup compared to last time I streamed on this channel, so it might be a little funky at first. Oh, my own voice is low? Okay.
She's not changing it, so figure it out.
Yeah. Get wrecked, idiots. Is it better now? Alright, the music is loud? Okay. This is... It's actually in-game audio, so... I was like, I wanted the Seymour music to play, so I just opened up his Intersecting Wills fight in the game.
Play the Waka video.
No.
You won't give me a good reason why not.
They're, keeping it family friendly here.
It is family friendly.
I haven't watched it. Is it not family friendly?
Yeah, it is family friendly. Also, it's in Japanese, so you wouldn't understand it if it wasn't.
Will you translate for me live?
They edited his voice, so he says Tidus's dick feels too good.
Whoa!
Yeah.
And then apparently there's an edited clip in there. I guess in FF10-2, Yuna says, Waka, Lulu's pregnant, and then they just say Waka's pregnant while he's pooping.
There you go.
There you go.
Damn.
That's
Family
canon.
friendly stream.
Watch the video.
That's canon.
Play it. It's music.
We're gonna start the stream soon, anyways.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
All right. Do you think? This
Yes!
is starting soon. No, I'm not playing the video. I meant I was gonna play the intro and switch over to the actual stream. If everybody is good with that.
Play the video. If we can watch that fucking Wolf of Wall Street video 5 fucking times, we can watch the Waka video.
Mouse, did you update the title yet on Twitch?
No.
God damn it. Do you need me to do it?
Yeah.
What's the title? I don't have it.
Oh, here, I'll post it. One sec. Here you go. Don't laugh. I worked really hard on that. Blart wouldn't have laughed at me.
Yes, he would. Even track some lady. Still work. What the heck? Where's Nightbot?
Alice, at least before we start, you need to watch the video to see why Waka 2
Wait,
of all time.
Nightbot's dead. Where's Nightbot?
They killed Nightbot. What the fuck?
Then in that case, I can't change the title. Someone else has to do it.
Hey, where's a mod? Get a fucking mod in here. I mean, someone please do it. Thank you.
They destroyed this functionality in the time since I last streamed on this channel.
Is this the video, Mino?
Yeah, you gotta watch it before the stream starts.
Okay, I'll watch it really quick. Is it okay if I mute it or no? Is audio?
No, you have to hear the audio.
Okay. You gotta fix the title first.
No.
Please, I'm begging you.
You just said
Fix
no.
the title. Somebody, anybody. It's 14 minutes long.
No. It's 6 minutes long. So.
Ba-ba-ba.
Wait.
Thank you, MF. Yeah, I think the title's fine.
I hate you.
Whoa!
I'm gonna be as toxic as possible until you fix the fucking title.
That's no different than normal.
What?
That is the same.
What's
Hey,
that
one
supposed to
second.
mean?
Jesus.
This
Oh.
is defo relevant because I realized his defo sprite is in here.
Okay, whatever. It's not the correct title, but it is a title that is improved. We're good.
Hey, thanks for changing the title, whoever did that. Appreciate it.
Alright. In that case, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Play. Bro.
Are you gonna count down?
Sure. Do I have to skip one? Is that like a thing?
I'll freak out.
3, 2, 1, 0.
Thank you.
On Dasher, on Dancer, on Rudolph, it's time to get blitzing. A very merry life stream brought to you by Mouse, Bl'Artagnan, and Raw Life. How much rum did you put in this shit? It doesn't matter, because we ain't going fa la 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 fucking nowhere. This is the life stream.
Alright. That was very good. Thank you. You'll be a bard for that. Bro.
It's Christmas.
Welcome to the live stream number, whatever.
It's at the title.
What title?
Good start.
Number 65. Welcome to the live stream, everybody. I am, as you can see, our roster is a bit shaken up from usual. Blart and Raw Life could not make it for various reasons. But how are you doing tonight, Matt?
Hey, I'm doing A-okay. I've again, thank you, Bard, for that intro. Got me in the festive spirit. I did realize that Christmas is like a week away, and that is pretty fucking crazy. So I've been kind of scrambling to finish up the last of my holiday things. So I'm feeling a little sluggish today, all things considered. But as you can see, Mino Spelgud of TCC fame and others is here to join us on the roster tonight. How are you doing tonight, Mino?
That was horrible. All of it.
Oh,
Damn.
I miss Blart.
Yeah, we need some positivity in here. Yeah, so welcome everybody. We are kind of a little, this was a very last minute change, so we're definitely a bit underprepared, which is probably par for the course.
No.
Mhm.
No. The correct answer is Blart is the only person that does any preparation, maybe Raw sometimes, and now Somegi and Mouse will be exposed for the frauds they are.
Fraud.
I am gonna guess, honestly, that at least Somegi usually just shows up in chats. No prep work, no research.
I mean, what research is there to do? I play the game.
Exactly. So
I know
I'm
what the characters do.
very interested to see how this will go. Let's see the breakdown of the kits and the changes, and let's talk about the fights.
Alright, so it's been 2 weeks since we were last live. And in that 2 weeks, we have gotten 2 fights.
Yeah, kind of a weird spacing with the. We had the end of the cycle, which is usually a week between fights, but then just inexplicably, we had another week from Seymour, or basically a week from Seymour until today when content drops tonight during our show. So that was, fine. Who plays this game anymore anyway? The login. Right. The login chocoboard is the hardest mission in the game.
Oh shit!
Impossible.
But it's very difficult.
So low.
But yeah, so we had Lilith just over 2 weeks ago. And she came with her Intersecting Wills, I believe.
No, just a raid.
It was just a raid? Oh, pardon me. But yeah, do you want to start on that there, Somegi?
Sure.
Lilith said is a big favorite of yours, so
yeah, that is probably obviously correct. But no, so this is a pretty good upgrade overall, I think. So she kind of got a very generic FR. The 2 conditions are dealing critical damage, which she guarantees to the party, and then there's another increase based on the number of debuffs inflicted on the enemy, so you'll need to have 8 debuffs on the target of the attack in order to get the full 70%, which is quite a lot. She does take care of, I believe, 5 of those debuffs herself, so just bring a call or another party member who debuffs and set for the full 70%, which is, I think, really a lot for a generic FR at this point in the game, right?
It's definitely the best one that we've gotten so far, that's for sure.
A lot of even selfish FRs aren't hitting much higher than 70%, with Reigns obviously being the notable exception. But if you're bringing Tifa or something and using her own FR, she's not hitting higher than 70.
Yeah, but the sacrifice is a Lilith set turn, isn't it?
I mean, you can still use someone else's burst phase if you want to, but also her damage also got upgraded quite a bit with this tuning pass. I mean, it's not amazing damage, but she's still kind of heavily focuses single target with her EX, does quite a lot of damage. Her LD became full AoE on all 4 dumps, I believe, which is new. It used to just be that it splashed once. She got 1 extra dump on her EX, and now her skill 1 is 3 dumps instead of 1. So, again, her damage isn't like the best, but I do think she probably brings enough else to the party to be worthy of a party slot. Slightly biased in that opinion, maybe, but she kind of does everything you would want from a support. It's got brave gains, brave damage, HP damage, got healing, power. Like her debuffs are actually quite powerful. I was running her on a Pandemonium Spiritus, and it actually made the ads not hit very hard at all just to have her debuffs up. And the sap is also incredibly potent, so you're not going to have enemies like coming out of break and then killing you, because they'll just be sapped down to 0 pretty much every time. And decent off-turn battery just helps with safety a little bit. It's a very well-rounded kit. I think that for a non-BT user, that's probably the best you can hope for at this point in the game. I don't know. What is everyone else's thoughts on that, though? I've been kind of hogging the mic a little bit.
That's fine. Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely like I like using the Lisette during her LD iteration. I think I said this last time we got like a good generic FR, but you know our specific options are so strong. It is sort of hard to, not specific options, but like our self-driven ones are so strong. It can be kind of difficult to warrant the slot in the team for someone with a generic FR, especially since fights aren't lasting long enough where you need 2 FRs, let alone a potential third that you can hit with any character.
Right.
Yeah. 100%.
But you know, if you are someone who likes to experiment with a lot of different teams, or with characters who maybe don't have a lot of FRs that they can consistently interact with, I think she's a pretty solid pickup. Like Somegi said, she has a lot of things that, or she is a very well-rounded support in the things that she offers. So yeah, seems like a pretty good upgrade for her. Yeah. Do you have any thoughts on her, Mino?
Yeah, it's a fucking dookie tuning pass. I'm gonna cancel out Somegi's bias here because it is undeniably a lot of copium, because we talk about this a lot. First of all, there's a lot of qualifiers in there, such as for a non-BT character, her auras are good for a non-BT character, her support is good for a non-BT character, and that's not gonna fly, especially coming up in less than 2 months. We're gonna start getting BTs back to back to back.
That's more than 2 months away. That's like 3.5 months away.
That's the same thing. Those numbers are right next to each other. Are you fucking serious? This is what I'm talking about. This is copium. And the thing, and as Mouse said better than I would have, is that like right now, actually for the foreseeable future, not just now, because Echoes is coming up before that, and Echoes is gonna blow shit up. Like that's even less FR times that you need, because you're gonna blow shit up and extend the FR time. You are pretty much gonna be hard pressed to do a third FR. I don't even think most people will, 100%. So you're building specific teams. We've talked so much about generic FRs. I think very, very, very few people run them. Unless you're doing like the Tree Void challenge or Dare to Defy, nobody's using a generic FR.
Yeah.
And like I followed so many people who praised certain generic FRs, like Eamon and Lude, or like even Luna Freya as a generic fallback, and people aren't pressing those buttons. They're just not. As Mouse said, you're picking one big meta character or whatever, building a team around it and blowing the fight up. Like there's no need for fallbacks, there's no need for generic. And while generic is nice, you've got like, if you really want a generic, I think like Yuna is coming up with a BT.
That's not generic at all.
No, you can trigger that fine for a good 50-60, I believe. Because it's like 40 for just hitting someone with, I mean, for attacking with no debuffs on. or something. But I there's a lot of talk of it being a pointless pull, and I fully back that, because right now, it's the trap of releasing these characters during not technically garbage time, but like everyone looks good in garbage time. That's why we got like Seymour and Lilith lined up back to back here. You're laughing, but I'm serious. Like,
Seymour's
he's
FR
not-
looks shit in comparison. Seymour
Yes.
gets higher percentage off of Lilith's FR than his own.
Yeah, I know. He's complete dog shit. I mean, and with these characters, it's not even the FR that's usually the sell. It's the BT, right? With like range and stuff too. Like, it's with these characters and their tuning passes, the BT that's the sell, and his is still dog shit. But getting on that, like, yeah. But getting on that, I really think this is as unnecessary as this is like they're slotting it in during a terrible fucking time. Like,
I mean,
obviously
there's
there's
no
FR
necessary pulls right now. Like,
yeah, I know. But I'm just saying, like, that's why, like, at least certain characters during these times can fulfill certain roles coming up. For example, in the past month or two, we've had, what's a character that's pretty decent that came out within the last month that wasn't a BT character? I can't even remember who the fuck came out last month. That's how... Oh, okay. You could say, like, I would call Celeste a pretty unnecessary pull, as she's been dubbed, but, like, definitely has her uses when they're good.
Is a
Same
BT
with,
character,
like...
though.
Yeah, exactly. Same with, like, the other BT character. Minwoo. There you go. But, I mean, like, at this point, you have to hard justify a non-BT and non-Echo upgrade coming up soon.
I mean, you have to. I feel like at this point, like, you can pull whoever the hell you want, and they're all going to be good.
Oh yeah, but I mean, are we so like, are we just singing praises here, or are we objectively judging pull value?
I mean, I guess what I mean is, like, if your standard for judging is like, is this necessary to pull, or like, will this help me clear content? Like, nothing will help me clear content more than what I already have, because content's not hard enough.
I feel like, just like, as for some reason, there really are people starting this game at this point, as we fucking saw in TCC today, and this is not a character I would recommend. Like, Jarlin, sure, right? Like, that's someone who's gonna keep up with the power creep or something, but, like, not Lilith. Like, should I pull Lilith Maria as I'm getting started? Fuck no. Right?
Yeah, I also
Like,
think having, like, supports, generic supports, especially, like Mino was saying, without a BT, they're kind of a dime a dozen. Like, if you don't get this one, you could get another one later on. But again, you don't really need generic supports like this unless you are just kind of. If you're new, if you're probably pulling a character to, like, fill out old lockout content. You know what I mean? Like, you're doing an entropy or something. But, like, largely unnecessary for the most part. Again, this is, like, definitely a luxury pull.
yeah, and to clarify while we go into the other characters, I guess from what the perspective I'm judging from is, if you throw, what's the worst case scenario now? 200k gems at a character, full kit, 200k gems on this character. Would you be significantly worse off than 200k gems on another? And, like, yeah, like, if it was like Eiko or something, right? Like, at least that's some value. But Lilith does not have that special utility.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I feel like for a new player, there probably is some value in having a support who kind of does everything, like, has gauge charging, has healing, has all these different things in her kit. That, I think, is pretty valuable for a new player, because they, like, yeah, they can pull for Jack Garland. Who are they going to run next to him?
What's her face? The red mage.
Neon?
Yeah, there you go.
Who comes out in, like, 3 months?
Yeah, I mean, Jarlin's gonna solo everything for 3 months anyways.
Feel like that's not true, but...
She's definitely, of these characters that we got here, she's probably the best of the bunch. Which, probably
low bar, but
yeah, it's a low bar to cross for sure.
I'll wait till we get to Seymour to discuss that. I am curious on whether, you'd hold on that for Seymour as well.
I,
If you're
hold on,
talking about who we're talking.
I have mixed feelings on Seymour. We'll talk about that later.
I feel like he's not a great character, but I feel like the utility he does bring, if we're talking about that, is arguably more than Lilithette.
So we'll talk about it. There also came a fight with this character. Technically, technically there
In
was
name only.
a battle that you pushed some buttons. This raid was not good.
Good. I feel like I'm saying it every show, but it's like, you know, how are we getting fights like this now? Still.
Yeah, this fight was insane. How like undertuned it was. We were talking about this in another server, but this fight has, I believe, it's 85 million health per boss. Which, for context, that's the same health that the Cloud of Darkness FR raid had back in month 2 of Shinryu.
Remind me of the mechanics of this fight.
It's like the Guardian guys who change between Malboro and Kraken and Ultima form. You probably didn't see most of the mechanics because you could skip all of them.
It's a shame. I typically like this boss whenever we fight him, having him like switch forms.
Yeah, it's like a cool concept, but when when like it's in one form for like 10% of its health, and that's like 2 attacks.
Yeah.
In force time, you probably like might have just not seen entire phases of this boss because you do so much damage.
Yeah, for sure. So big thing with this boss is that it does. I think it's at every 10%. Yeah. It does instant turn rate, where it like pushes its turn up to.
It doesn't turn warp, but every time it changes form, it makes its next turn be 3 turns.
Ah, that's correct. Pardon me. So kind of a weird boss. I don't know what the pull for bringing Lilithette here is. Maybe
the biggest one is probably that before each of their attacks, they have a big Brave gain.
Yeah.
And her sap will just completely nullify that.
Okay.
And also, they don't take any Brave damage. They take like 1 Brave damage, and they become unbreakable for a while. So her guaranteed crits and Brave gain up are both pretty valuable.
Mm-hmm.
But also, nothing they do is threatening, and you can just bring like a tank, and it's all single target HP attacks. So if you brought Gladio, you were just immune to like everything that they do.
Tragic.
Oh, also, they also have a very weird mechanic that doesn't matter at all, where if they're not debuffed when they enter force time, they instantly kill you.
Really? That's very bizarre.
Yeah, they cast a Meteor +++. If they don't have 1 or more debuffs.
Interesting.
So if you have any debuff whatsoever on them, they will not do this.
Well, that would have been a good way for Ra to throw the fight. Unfortunate. That's a very strange ability to have. So many characters. I guess. Yeah. What's the point? So many characters
I don't know.
Debuff start and shit like that. Very bizarre. Yeah, I did like an 8-core Ace. Ace is like a hot topic in the JP community right now, so I wanted to bring them into this one.
Oh yeah, off turn just destroys this fight because they keep tripling their turns. And
yeah, they pretty much just kill themselves.
If you do enough damage, they triple their turns again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
after a while, it was just like set the phone down and walk away, and this will resolve itself.
They do blind you during their Malboro phase.
Oh, that's funny actually, because my Ace did get blinded, and wasn't doing any damage, but he was still like proccing the force gauge because his trap was still going off.
Oh, it's still an attack, yeah.
And then 8 just like dodged the blind and killed everything.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's like much to talk about with this fight beyond what we already have, unless someone else has like any additional thoughts.
Shit fight.
Shit fight. Shit fight.
Also, I feel like raids as a concept are just kind of weird.
Go on.
Like, I feel like I think we're not gonna get any more of them once we move to 4 fights a month. They get rid of like heretics and raids and all the shitty formats. But it was like, we still have the mission to have everybody run 30,000 Shelks in co-op and shit.
Yeah, those are not fun when you get the Shelk King lobbies. A little unfortunate, but
Also, this co-op was had like 0 health. It was crazy.
yeah, I think I just Anna EX'd it and it like died.
But yeah, that's right. It happened, I guess.
It's fine. I am glad that they're getting rid of these like shitty formats when they go to the slower event schedule. The one thing
heretics, but
the one thing I do like about raids is I get stuff what other people do shit, which is really nice.
yeah, it's great. Like, you go to bed, you wake up and log in, and just, like, here's a bunch of like gems and tickets and shit. Okay.
Thanks for the blue armor book. Randos.
All right, so we had that event. Then we had an entire week to run it again,
Gotta get those raid rewards.
and then that led to our second event of the night, Transcendence 12.
Yes. Big Transcendence typically end game content. Less so lately.
I mean,
Let's
it is technically endgame.
Technically. But you know, before they used to be like I always looked forward to Transcendence because they were usually 3 competent fights, right?
Well, I mean, even when there was only one competent fight in like the Lithania Plus era and the Crucibles were kind of garbage, they were still pretty fun because they were like these really kind of mechanically dense. We had a lot of 2-wave boss fights for the Reckoning stages, which was always fun.
Mm-hmm.
Lithania era. And some of the hardest fights of the past year or 2 of this game have been Transcendence fights.
Yeah, definitely the most some of the most memorable ones for sure.
And then there's this shit.
Yeah, this is fucking horrible. Do you want to talk about the fight, or do you want to do Seymour first?
All right. So, well, no, we have 3 characters to talk about.
Oh no.
It's got 2 spicy reworks.
Oh yeah, I guess we did, huh? You can. You want to lead in with Guy Somegi?
Yeah. So everybody's favorite tank, Guy from Final Fantasy II, got a rework.
Very popular character.
He does more damage now. Not a lot of damage, but more.
He does. I believe his buffs last a little bit longer now as well. Before he had kind of a tight like regime of skills you had to press to keep his buffs up. And that's less so now. You know, it's pretty common with these reworks coming out where they just kind of streamline the character and
make them completely brain dead to play.
Mm-hmm. But you know, he is.
They have to raw proof the characters and make it so the buffs can't fall off.
They don't do a good job of that. It still seems to happen quite a lot. So some more work to be done there, perhaps. I don't know. Guy's bad. Like I don't think there's a single reason to use Guy at this point. He's an LD only tank. He's an LD only tank that competes with other way better LD only tanks.
Yeah, like why like what possible reason would there be to bring Guy when you can bring like Galeth?
Yeah. Like the only thing maybe like he does have the like Brave regen at the end of a turn. But the thing with that is that then you have to have Guy on your team. So it's like I don't know if that benefit is worth having this character on in a team slot.
Yeah, Rawlife wanted to fight us about this tonight, but he could not make it, sadly.
He broke all his bones, so he's
yeah, his bones all fell out. So we're just gonna say shit and move on. There was another rework though, in addition to Guy. Fang from Final Fantasy 13 got a rework.
Yes, I literally don't know anything about her. The only thing I saw was that her S2 is like a 5 HP or 5 Brave Dump now with launch, which seemed pretty good, but
yeah, I think like it's a competent rework. Her damage is like competitive with other characters, and her sort of stun lockdown can be useful, I guess, if you don't want to bring like much better stun units like Camelot.
right.
But again, with a lot of these LD only characters, they're just getting a slight damage increase. It's not worth it.
Yeah, not always even up to par. It's just like almost just to say they did.
It's like they ran out of C90s, but they still want to rework some of these off-banner characters. So like, yeah, we'll just give them a few more dumps.
Toss them a little bone. To be honest, I don't think anyone's going to be running Fang, but
unless there's like lockout content, which there's not.
Which there isn't. So
like, I feel like probably if we got like Dare to Defy next month, which we won't, but she'd probably be a pretty good character to have because you can, if you use your counter tanks and all that shit on all the other fights, you can lock down another fight and make it not threatening.
yeah, I guess I still think there's a lot of other characters I would choose way before Fang though. But I guess as an option, which could be nice.
Yeah.
We got the real meat and potatoes here. Is that Seymour from Final Fantasy X got an FR and a BT. The long-awaited, the Seymour BT, the long-awaited villain of Final Fantasy X finally receiving it. It's kind of an interesting, it's kind of an interesting update on his kit because they really double down on his current kind of niche where he does more damage the lower the boss's HP is. So both his FR conditions and his BT effect go in on that kind of idea. His FR is if you would attack an unbuffed target on your turn, you get 40%. You get a plus 10% if the target is below 80 max health, and then you get a plus 20 if they're below 50 max health. Those are both the thresholds for when he gets his follow-ups from his base kit. And then his BT effect, you get kind of like stacking buffs and debuffs on enemies for those same thresholds. And they're pretty good. They're pretty potent once you get to that 50%, which I think is good. One thing that we talked about, I think last time when Seymour came out was, if you're going to have a character that goes into this niche where they just like do a lot of damage within these specific conditions, they better be worth it, right?
They should be the best in the game when they're below those.
You guys said that? That feels like fucking plagiarism.
Someone on TCC, I don't remember who, said that. But, and I think they've sort of, I don't know if they've fulfilled him being the best, but they've certainly made that play style feel a lot better on him this time.
Yeah,
on this go around.
I would say he probably is the best. I will say like below 50% health, his damage is pretty fucking crazy.
Yeah, like I didn't invest in Seymour because like I don't care about this character at all.
I ran LD only Seymour for the ticket mission on Transcendence 12. You can see my team on the screen right now.
There you go. His but his damage and co-op look great. So
but no, he just keeps attacking. He has a lot of like 12 HP dumps or something when the boss is at low health. It's a lot.
Mm-hmm. Obviously to have that, like one thing that the game does kind of frequently is like when the BT character gets released, they get fights in their cycle that are good for them, unless your name is Minwoo. Yeah. So like so in this fight specifically, the game is kind of bending over backwards to make Seymour do those 50%. Below 50% dumps. With the way that the ads come in. So I don't know if this is this a good niche to have moving forward? No. I don't know. Probably not.
Yeah, the answer is no. But
it's a. I think the commitment to making him strong below 50% is it's a good move, I would say.
All right, so I have a couple things I want to add to that. First off, one thing you didn't mention about his BT effect is when the boss is below 50%, he has party, I'm going to call it Dispel Enchant, where he makes everybody in the party dispel with any attack.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a weird, it felt weird for them to double down on Dispel as part of his niche, because Dispel in this game sucks.
I also didn't really consider it like a super integral part of his kit before, because it was just on his LD that did it, right?
Yeah. But they went really hard on like the Dispel this time. Like this boss buffs it, has a pretty dangerous buff that you need to dispel. Gives the party Dispel. His condition is the enemies being unbuffed. They're like, yeah, Seymour is a Dispeller, which there are no good Dispellers in this game. Except Reigns.
Yeah.
And Beatrix. Oh. And I think like my take on this character is that I think he's not that good.
Mm-hmm.
As far as like if you're comparing him to other BT damage dealers that we have in the game right now, he would probably be like 4th or 5th on the list of people I would recommend investing in behind, Tifa, Renoa, Reigns.
Yeah, I'm just not like, I feel like the obvious thing is like, why would you bring someone who's really good below 50% when you can bring someone who can kill the boss at 80%, which is like a very common strategy right now.
What I do like about this kit, though, is I do think it does a pretty good job of playing differently from other characters.
Uh-huh.
Like, I feel like a lot of our top damage dealers right now they do the same thing. Like, it doesn't matter which one you bring, right? Like, I can bring any top BT damage dealer. I'm gonna run pretty much the same team. I'm gonna charge the gauge, gonna use their force time, enter their burst phase, and kill the boss. And I kind of like that Seymour has a bit of a different gameplay loop.
Mm-hmm.
And I think also because so much of his kit is dependent on the sub 50% condition, it also gives you an incentive to bring a different FR.
Oh, right? For like the first half?
Yeah, which I think is kind of cool. Like, I think it's fun when you have to, or you have a reason to not just use the same FR twice.
Yes, I suppose. I guess that is like a lot. Like, it's just like a lot to require to like make the character fun to use. You know what I mean?
I guess depends what you mean by fun, right? Like, to me, I think that's probably more engaging than just bringing like a brain dead simple DPS and blowing the fight up. But at the same time, that does inherently mean that he is a weaker character than those other characters, so I would not like recommend investing either. I don't know.
Yeah, Mino, you were kind of talking about Seymour earlier. You have some opinions on the man.
Yeah, it's a shit character. Just like his fight, the concept's fine. The number tuning is terrible, and that's like Defoe's problem in a nutshell. Anyways, like they're afraid to jack the numbers up for some fucking reason. And so, first of all, a giant fuck you to BC. I have every receipt of every character that released in JP, and when he was talking about it 8 months ago. And so, while I will say, to be fair, he didn't hype Seymour up too much. He did say for Gia audiences that Seymour's weakness is less of an issue because you'll have 6-man quests that you can tag Seymour in for the latter half or something like that. And if we had more content like that, Seymour's needing to be below 80 to 50% wouldn't be that big a deal. But then, you know, in hindsight, nobody ever fucking used Seymour in future 6-man quests anyways, because he's like terribly crept by the next one. Of course, you couldn't see Jarlin coming on the future, but the people already crunched the numbers, and Jarlin's just doing more damage throughout the entire fight, right? Yeah. Like, from beginning to end, rather than having to wait till the 50%. And I know Somegi said it's a more unique playstyle, but it could have remained this way and not have been either such a strict condition, or he could have been so much stronger at 50%. You know how there's like we had a couple of months where as long as you got the FR up, you win. With like Renoa or Tifa in their cycles, right?
Yeah.
Like, Seymour could have easily been, as long as you hit the 50% mark, you win. You know what? Like, once you hit 50% and Seymour FRs, you just give him the victory.
Just give him 26 brain
Yeah,
dumps.
the boss just dies,
seriously.
like, instantly.
Like I feel like that would have been an interesting way to play the game, right? Like, you're kind of gimped the first 50%.
Yeah.
And then once you get to the 50%, you win. Just like, because they've already given you characters that just win as soon as their FR is up during their prime. They totally could have done that with Seymour and made it more interesting. The thing is just, this cycle is like deliberately like dog shit. So
Yep.
he looks good in comparison. And then the problem is, in less than 2 weeks, you not only get Jarlin that completely creeps him in damage and fun and unique mechanics, but also the enemy HP fucking over triples from his fight somehow. You know, like COD's coming with 200 million HP plus, and you know his fight had like what, 60 million. So yeah, so
this
like
fight did not inspire.
Yeah, right. So we can talk about things in theory and in vacuum, but the execution of this was dog shit. And the thing is, the devs have the schedule ahead of time, so they know this is dog shit. And again, they could have pushed off Jarlin and not have Seymour crept so hard. Because yeah, the next couple of BTs are like Iroha and Ashe. You know, they're not gonna creep him on damage or anything. But Jarlin does, and he's right around the corner, and you know, way more unique mechanic. If you're gonna stick to this 50% thing, have him just win, right? Like, just massively blow up the fight, especially since next 2 weeks you're gonna get a fight that has so much HP he's not even gonna make a dent. Like, it's just hilariously fucking shitty. And with the conditional things, you can change the condition to be more on the player side and have more control to be more fun. You can do things like, once the enemy has a certain amount of debuffs, he can trigger his shit, which makes more sense with his kit. That's why he has
so many like shitty, useless debuffs in his kit.
Yeah, not only does he have that, but he has the Dispel enchant, right? So
Yeah,
that you
the Dispel might have been interesting.
Yeah, you could have constantly thrown. Like, you can make this more interesting. HP thresholds is the wrong way to do conditionals. It is the wrong way. I always say, like, I know a lot of people haven't played any like real RPG, but like, if you take this as you're controlling a single character in an MMO or even like board games, like we're playing Imperial Assault now, who the fuck wants to suck for the first 50% of anything to be marginally better in the last 50%? This is not a fun play style.
Yeah, that's true. He sucks the whole fucking time.
Yeah. But like,
a joke for like 3 people.
it's not a fun conditional, and the payoff is not worth it. I want to defend Seymour because I think his kit is cool. I think, like, you know, his LD dispels and delays, you know, and his debuffs are cool, and the stacking follow-ups are cool, but it's just a numbers error.
Yeah.
I feel like, yeah, if his numbers were much bigger, I would praise this character to heaven, but like, his numbers are just terrible.
Yeah, I think that's kind of where I land with this character too. Like, it's a really cool concept for a kit, and
yeah,
it doesn't, like, it's a fun playstyle, but it's also fun because it's shit.
Yeah, I kind of got what you were saying about, you could bring a different FR the first half, but that also is kind of like, well, that's shit then. Like,
yeah.
why am I pulling for his FR then? Like what the fuck? Yeah.
I feel like in a,
justifying the lowest set FR pull.
well, I feel like in a different game, like if the FR era had played out differently, I think it would have been really fun if the FRs were more designed around you using two different FRs in the same fight. Like, I think that's a fun way of playing that the game gives you no incentive to do with like any other FR.
Yeah, it's just one hand not talking to the other at this point, because conditional characters are cool, but as we discussed, so many tuning passes remove these conditionals from these characters, so the ones that still have these hard conditionals just look so bad to the other characters that can just mash buttons and win, like Jarlin. Like, it's not even close.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's fair.
But like we said, and I forgot to say last time, if Dare to Defy was a thing every month, I would definitely consider Lilithset and Seymour. Because yes, they have utility. The thing is, without lockouts, you don't need any of the
Right.
utility.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And yeah, his FR sucks. Like, why is it only plus 60% at best?
Yeah,
I know, yeah.
We had Reigns 2 weeks ago who hits like 100% on his turn.
I know, like I said, like who's designing these characters? It's like two different teams that aren't fucking talking to each other. And then you design the fights that are all equally dog shit. Like,
yeah, I was kind of alluding to it earlier, where they're gonna bend over backwards to make Seymour look good for these next couple of fights, and then yeah, it sounds like he gets locked out pretty hard after that.
Yeah, and I mentioned this earlier too, but I wish Dispel were like more useful in this game, because I feel like it's like there's like one fight every like 3 months when they release a Dispel unit where they're like, yes, Dispel is good here, and then you just never need it.
Yeah, the bosses like
Anywhere
very
else.
rarely meaningfully buff themselves to the point where you need to field a Dispel unit, let alone having a call at the ready to do it.
yeah, that they should keep some mechanics more consistent. That.
Like I know I talked about this like when Balthier came out, where people were talking about like, oh, Balthier, like look, we can get him to 999% on this fight. And like, yeah, but how many fights actually buffed himself like that?
Yeah. Yeah, it's all auras, right? It's that are non-interactable. So, yeah, I agree. Kind of a mixed up kit design overall. Leaning into Dispel was strange. I feel like they should have went more on the debuff side, right? I've always viewed him as more of a debuffer than a Dispeller, I guess. But maybe that's just because I've used his call for the last year or whatever.
He's still a strong call too, right? I think.
Yeah, I mean his debuff is still 30% HP damage up when the boss is below 50.
Yeah, he's still a damn decent good call, which is why I said I'd put his utility above Lilithset's, honestly.
Oh, I mean, she also has a very good call.
Yeah.
Burst heal and the HP damage and the sap and
His
all that.
spell and 2-turn delay is like so rare that like it's like it's a treasure, it's a gold mine when you find it. Like imagine how many stupid ass orbs you can check with that if you're like pulling right now to go through old content. Like, great.
Yeah, I do think Seymour is like pretty much a must-have LD calls because it does so many things.
Yeah, I actually never had his LD call until now. He was one of my like 6 missing LDs.
How'd you beat content? What the hell?
I get through garbage time without it.
Yeah, I think throughout the whole of Lufania and early Shinryu, it was his call. He was basically the new Kurasame for me. His call was so good.
Yeah, it was like him, Kurasame, and Raijin were like an all my. And I didn't think I haven't thought about calls for the last year.
I know, yeah.
I think that was Lilithset call for me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just
that's that FF11 bias again.
I know, it's a great call.
These FF11 players.
It's like a genuinely good call. It's got good auras. It's got healing on the LD call, like a regen and a burst heal. Overhealing.
No FF11 character made in the top 20. That's how shitty your game is.
Anyways, we got a fight, I guess, with this character.
Okay, this fight does suck, but there is some.
Yeah, I do actually have
ideas on it.
I think this fight sucks, but I have more complex opinions than that too. So we fought up against find out what this thing's called because I don't know what it's called.
Lunatic In uh-oh. You say it.
Ingrenaggio.
Thank you. Thank you.
So this boss starts out single target. Got this one dude here. He doesn't do too much on his turns really. He's got some buffs. The scary buff is this brave regen that he gets, where he will regen about 75,000 brave before his turn,
Yes.
which will mean that he will kill you if you don't.
Yeah, he will just do a generic HP attack.
Yes.
After and just wipe you out.
That's really the only threatening thing he does. Like he has this brave shield as well. I think it was around 100k from what I remember, which nowadays 100k brave damage is not really that much to get through.
Nope.
If you don't just dispel it outright anyways.
Mhm.
And that's kind of all that it does.
Yeah, it's definitely the check is can you deal with this buff that it gets where it will kill you.
So in this boss, when it falls below 50%, it will summon new allies, which are exact copies of itself at 100% HP. This obviously helps Seymour a lot, because you'll have one boss below 50%, while the other bosses are at full health, so you'll be able to use his fully powered up kit to burn down the 2 extra guys that get summoned. The real threat of this fight, though, is the force gauge. Want to tell us more about that, Mouse?
Sure. So this boss has kind of 3 things with the force gauge that I think are interesting. One of them is when the player acts, the force gauge goes up by 3%. So any action you take, the force gauge goes up by 3%. Anytime the enemy takes a turn, the force gauge goes up by 3%. So it's pretty much... I'm not. I didn't bring a charger to this fight, so I'm not sure. But I think this will pretty much outpace you regardless of what you're doing.
I don't know if it like full outpace. I mean, I also didn't bring a gauge charger, but it seemed like at least at the beginning of the fight, before it gets the charge speed up, I think you could probably keep up with it.
Okay. Fair play. But regardless, this thing is going to be getting probably at least 1 force time during this fight. It only got 1 force time for me when I did my run.
I saw 3 force times because I brought a shitty team.
Whoa, weird.
You didn't do the Seymour ticket challenge, did you, Mouse?
No, I did the solo, and then I played XCOM too.
You don't get to see the fight if you don't do the ticket challenges with shitty suboptimal team.
It's true. Yeah, bringing Seymour the shitty unoptimal
I
choice for his
did,
fight.
No, well, I did LD only Seymour, just
Yeah,
like yeah.
Yeah.
Well, technically, I have his FR, but I did not equip it.
Yeah, like why would I, right? Like, like what... I'm not putting fucking whatever the currency is into it. Whatchamacallits?
High power stones.
No. Power orbs.
Oh my.
Crash. You crashed.
Well, at least BlueStacks didn't crash. It was just the app. So I guess
That's weird, actually.
Yeah, I've never seen that before.
Yeah, BlueStacks crashes all the fucking time.
Yeah, I know. I've watched the live stream.
So sorry. The last interesting thing that the boss force time does is it gets stronger each time the force time activates. So on the first one, I believe it's just a brave attack. The second time, it's a brave and HP attack, and if it activates a third time, it kills you. It just kills you.
A slight clarification on that.
Yes, I was getting to it. Where it has to be the same boss activating the force time. So, for example, the first boss, if it activates a force time, that's like 1 on like his counter, like each. But if you kill that boss, if you kill the main one that you start with, and the 2 adds that it summons gets a force time, it kind of starts from 0. It like resets that counter. So I like this idea. Realistically, you will never encounter this situation unless you are playing so terribly that you can't kill this boss by the first boss by the time it gets 3 force times. I just don't think that's possible.
Yeah, you can, if you're bringing like even 2 force enhanced characters, you can get 2 force times off before the boss.
There's one because you kind of tried to dish a spike by bringing Fujin and Braska. Yeah, that'll do it. Those are not good characters.
Yeah, the other thing is that during force time, the boss turn warps after every action that you take.
Yes.
Would be scary if the boss did anything.
Yeah, and it's only 2 turns as well.
Yeah, the kind of like funny thing actually is that the way that works out in practice is it makes the first force time kind of scary because it's two turns, so the boss will warp. It'll give itself that buff that makes it regen a bunch of brave. Then it'll warp again. So if you haven't handled it, it can actually like kill you.
Yeah.
But all the later force times, there's going to be at least 2 bosses, so they'll both take a turn or all 3 take a turn depending how many are alive, and the force time just ends and they don't delay them again.
Yeah, I think the idea of it is that it's supposed to like activate the force time, get through it, and then start charging up the next one, like get the stacking.
Yeah,
like get to the third one and kill you.
Clearly the design here was making it hard to cancel, because when you cancel it, the counter resets. Yeah. And so like that's why it was such a cool force time, right? Like you have to really time the reset if you're going for it, because it's very easy for Seymour or whoever the designated canceller is to not get a turn in time.
Yeah. So some interesting ideas going on here. The problem is that it just doesn't have enough health to execute on these ideas. As always, it's kind of a numbers issue in this game. Then it go on.
Oh, the one thing I didn't really like about that concept of like the damage race is that compared to like Lufania orbs, the force gauge is much harder to like. It's much less consistent. Like sometimes you'll take a turn and then it goes up by like 10%. Sometimes you take a turn and it goes up by like 20%. And I mean it like under the hood is probably just related to like speed and turn rate and stuff like that. But that's all like very opaque to the player. So if I see like, oh, the boss's force gauge is at like 80%, will it go off after I take an action? I don't know.
Right. You're saying it's like less readable than an orb then?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really mind that so much, but I could see that being frustrating.
I mean, I didn't die, so I was fine in the end, but it was just like, I don't know. It felt, compared to like when we had damage race Lufania orbs, it felt much less like
threatening.
It still felt threatening. It just felt inconsistent.
Sure. Yeah, I can see that.
But then
I don't know.
Like personal gripes.
I honestly thought like I beat so I was like doing the Celeste solo and it did I killed it and then I got it 50% at some of the 2 ads. And I was like, okay, it's summoned once, and then I'll kill these guys and it'll like summon again, and it'll be like all 3 of them or something. And then it died, and then the fight was over. Like I couldn't believe it. Again, like they're kind of bending over backwards to make Seymour look really good here. But this is for Transcendence, which historically has been like good. Yeah. Sort of like what we're looking for as far as endgame fights goes. No longer. Like Transcendence is like not events that I typically look forward to anymore.
Dog, the end game is Shinryu now. I mean,
Spiritus.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Spiritus is like by far the best content in the game right now.
Yeah, like this got crept already. This hasn't been the final end game for a while now.
But T10 was.
That was 4 months ago.
Yeah. But we've gotten 2 Spiritus since then, so.
Yeah, I know. It's just super rare, for sure.
Well, yeah, and I also feel like when like Transcendence was the big end game fights, they weren't that far above all the other fights in the same way that Spiritus is. Like Spiritus feels like a completely different level of fight design compared to the like absolute shit that we're getting around them. Whereas if you
Yeah,
look at
I mean,
the
like,
good
I feel
Transcendences, they weren't that massive step up. They were like much clearly better fights, but they weren't like a whole nother level.
that first couple felt like it. First couple of
Transcendence?
transcendences.
I mean,
Yeah.
T1, arguably yes. T2, T3 was shit.
No. But I feel like they have only so many ideas, right? And right now they're just putting it all into Spiritus. Before it was Transcendence, now it's Spiritus, and you know, realistically, they probably the team's probably shrinking more and more.
Hmm. I feel like even back, when we were getting divine summons, like a lot of those were really good fights, or at the very least, like solid. And then we were also getting like decent transcendences next to that.
Right. I always they always put it at the they always put their effort into the end game, and back then, like the divine whatevers and the whatevers, they're all roughly the same difficulty. Now we have a very marked Spiritus, and I feel like that's really just all where all their fights go.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little. I would say that is unfortunate because it's just like one. We don't get these transcendence events very often, so it was nice to like have one thing to, every 2 months or whatever look forward to. But now we just have the one kind of event to look forward to and spirit us. Transcendence, the crown has I lost my train of thought, but
Yeah,
you know
like,
what I'm saying.
I'm cool. Yeah, I mean, I'm cool with Spiritus being like clearly better than all the other fights. I just wish the other fights were like not so much shittier.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish there wasn't such a wide gulf between the two. If you're getting them,
you guys are me like 8 months ago.
well, I'm just catching up on the podcast now. So
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I feel like for a while, like the story chapters were good, the divine fights were good, Transcendence was good. Like we got a lot of really good fights for a while.
yeah, usually the banner, like I feel like the banner, the headliner event was usually pretty solid. But it hasn't been like that for a while.
Yeah, for sure, and I probably won't. Honestly, realistically, it's just smaller teams.
Yep.
People need to move to other projects. It's a gaming company.
Yeah. But yeah, you could pretty much bring any recent FR to this fight and you can.
But yeah, I don't think that many people will be struggling with this one too terribly much, unless you're trying to bring Fuji and Brasco on the same team.
I brought like some like I've cleared this fight twice, and they were both pretty shit teams, and I did not struggle to clear the fight. I brought
Claiming skill issue on our viewers.
like the first time I brought. Well, I said bringing a recent FR. That's my like you're probably not gonna get through with Cryo FR. Maybe
Holy shit.
you actually might with a good enough team around her, but
Do it right now. Put your money where your mouth is.
I'm not getting Cryo out of T1 for this.
Sounds like an excuse to me, but okay.
Cryo's been in T1 since when T1 came out.
Oh yeah. Hey, I have the same T1 team. Look at that.
Good team.
Good team. So we do have an event coming in 20 minutes or so, with a new character as well. And
Is it 20 minutes or is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 20 minutes. I'm getting it's Intersecting Wills this time, for real?
Yeah, this is Intersecting Wills.
Yahoo!
Talk about events that are consistently shitty.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, I was talking about this at I don't remember where it was, but I don't think we've ever had like a good Intersecting Wills fight.
Right, these are 100% fucking throwaway garbage events.
The only one that was decent was the first one, Garnet. And that was just because that was when fights were hard. Like, you look through these fights, like these are all the shittiest fights in the history of the game. Vayne was kind of cool. Vayne and Vaughn was kind of cool too, actually. You know, these fights at least did something.
Yeah, I guess. I totally
They did
can't
like
remember
one
any of these
thing as
fights.
opposed to 0 things. You know,
I suppose.
like,
I'm just
your
looking at all of
competition
these. I'm looking at all of these and being like, I can't remember a single one of these lame ass fights.
You don't remember Irvine intersecting wills?
Is it the lizards?
It was.
I guess must have been a good fight then. I remembered it.
Like, I'd say like the deep garbage time ones, like Irvine, Seymour, and Raijin, were probably 3 of the worst fights I've seen in the history of the game.
Yeah, I can agree with that. But we do have Maria coming in the game.
Well,
Or at
we
least
have a
getting an
rework to
update.
talk about first.
What's the rework?
Ceodore is getting a massive rework.
Is that true?
Yeah, Ceodore is getting a rework.
I know he's getting a rework. Is it a massive rework?
Depends on how you define the term massive, I guess.
Okay, go on. What were the huge, massive changes this character are getting?
His EX does a lot more damage.
What is it, like 7 Brave Dumps now?
Yeah, it's 7 dumps. And, I don't think he gets anything else. Maybe he has like a couple more dumps somewhere else in his kit.
That does sound massive. Good call on that one. You know, yeah. I don't know. Is there a reason to bring Ceodore, do you think?
There
I'd
hasn't
like
been
his-
a reason to bring Ceodore in the entire time he's been in the game.
That's true.
I will always remember Theodore as like, that was when Daniel was newer. And he fought that so hard that like a character he liked could be so trash. And I don't know why. Every time I think about the character, I think about that now.
Like, no offense to any Ceodore fans out there, if they exist.
I don't think they do. Nobody likes whiny Gohan.
Like,
Is
I will maintain that the After Years is the shittiest Final Fantasy game I have ever played.
I'll take your word for it.
It's bad.
It's got like Edward's secretary, so it can't be that good.
Hey, she's a whip user, so you know
Whoa,
we
wait
need
a
more.
minute.
We need more
Yeah.
of those.
Yeah,
For that crevasse
it has
talent.
all kinds of great characters, like all 4 of Edge's ninja disciples, who all play exactly the same.
Whoa! I don't. That's true.
No, they actually do have different abilities, but nobody used them because they're all bad.
So one thing I will say, one thing with Ceodore is that if you are using an FR that requires braver HP, he does have like a solid evolved HP attack with 4 dumps with splash on all of those attacks.
Oh yeah,
But,
'cause
you
he
know,
has no skill uses. One of his skills is like one of the worst buttons in the game.
Yeah.
yeah, you can charge with it. Let's go.
He's another character that I think has a cool kit, but shit numbers. Like, too bad he already has a BT, because I was going to be interested in how they rework the character, and let's be honest, the characters that already have a BT, the FRs
They
don't
don't
like
get fucking anything.
No.
Yeah, their FRs don't super change them. So, like, we're probably looking at another tuning pass of garbage before end of service. But I love the concept of his kit so much when it came out. It was just objectively terrible numbers. Very sad.
It's very
But
bad.
his animations look very good too. Is one thing I like. He's fun to look at, I think.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's so sad because he was one of the earlier characters when they didn't have the budget / technology to put other characters in.
Yeah, so he has the clones of himself.
Yeah, so what's really funny is that now half of his kit has guest members and the other half doesn't. And it's so fucking jarring. It is so jarring.
Yeah, that's like a really funny thing with a lot of these characters, FF4 in
Yeah,
particular.
like Yang.
Yeah,
Yang,
like you know how
Yang doesn't have
Yeah,
Ursula
the
at all,
double
but
Yang.
Ursula has like Yang all the time.
it's really funny because Yang's EX, he makes a clone of himself, which is like in the actual source material, that is Ursula.
Yeah.
But Ursula wasn't in the game yet, so they just put a clone of Yang, and it looks really stupid.
Funny.
He's shadow clone jutsu. He's like a ninja, right?
Everyone always had the copium that they'd go back and add it someday, but I don't think they're ever gonna do it. Let's be honest.
0%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think they give a shit at this point.
I am surprised that they didn't put because his Ceodore's LD is supposed to be Rosa, right?
Yes.
I'm
was one of
surprised
his
they
big
didn't.
attacks.
Well, his EX is Pestle.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I thought his EX was like one of the like the shitty one that he uses with Biggs and Wedge at the start of the game.
No, that's like Vibracross, and then this is like true Vibracross or whatever
Okay.
with
What?
Pestle. But like, yeah, no, like his whole kit was supposed to be crossovers with his parents, but it's just his clones.
They just didn't put him in.
and
then
then
like
now
2 months later, we got Kadaj with Sephiroth in his EX.
yeah, and then you got like his BT is his Kane crossover, and he'll get a FRs eventually. So like half his kid will have it, and the other half won't. It's so jarring.
Yeah, but yeah, no, this like I don't know. There's just no reason to use this character, and there never has been.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, I like it too. But like even the BT, like having more of a focus on brave damage is like weird. Like I still don't think he has any HP cap up, even at this point in the game. So like whatever.
Well, yeah, because they're not reworking BTs yet.
Not yet. But next time they'll put Rosa. They'll give him HP damage up. He's gonna get it all next time. But
Like, no, seriously, like FF11 must have some advocate over there because they added Aphmau's puppets to her animations when they weren't originally there, but they won't give anyone else anything.
But didn't they rework? They put Alexander in Garnet's EX, right?
Yeah, and then didn't they put Leviathan in Rydia's?
I'm not certain on that. This is all before my time. This is all just like secondhand.
Oh no,
things
but
I've
I'm
learned.
saying like, doesn't she? No, she doesn't summon Leviathan now, but she summons Mistdragon in her EX now.
Yeah.
Which she didn't before. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I didn't play it. I wasn't playing the game when it wasn't there, so. Yeah, they have reworked some animations before. It is possible.
Yeah, but that was ages ago when they cared. Now they don't even care about the fight, so who knows?
pass me the copium, please. Make Ceodore.
Yeah, they're also going to edit in all the Edge's 4 Ninja Disciples to his counter.
Yo.
Okay, see, that can stay fireballs. I understand how that's too cluttered on the screen, but like the dual text, come on, man, like those hurt, especially now that everyone has FRs, which are essentially
Yeah.
the same thing.
Yeah, show some respect to the classics. The
Yeah.
classic FR attack. But yeah, so Ceodore got a slight rework, apparently massive.
Yeah,
And
massive. I mean, like, I think like a couple of JP content creators ran him in a couple of fights just to show that his EX does a lot of damage with like Bahamut summon if you want to mess around with that, but there's no reason to.
yeah,
There's
don't
better
bring
characters.
Don't bring this guy. But we also Maria's getting a rework and a new FR.
Yeah.
So go on.
Her base kit rework is she does a little more damage.
I think she gets 1 dump increase across the board. Maybe an extra one on EX.
See, I think that's true. I was thinking about this with Mouse before the show, but I've always found when we're looking at these like current reworks that I can never remember which things they got like on their C90 tuning pass and which things are new. Because we got like a trillion C90s back to back and they were all kind of the same thing. So I'm like, do you have 3 dumps on her C90? Was it 2 dumps? I don't remember.
You could
I-
research this stuff.
I ran Maria.
Yeah.
I ran Maria a decent amount back in the Lufania Plus era, and she did have 2 dumps on.
So many ways to
the
find
big
this
kits.
information. There's a whole compendium page.
Well, yeah, but it doesn't like functionally matter.
Yeah. But for the sake of the news, man, you gotta report the news.
The news.
And then her EX up front. She does have 5 dumps now. Her 1 buff has HP regen and brave damage up, and then her LD is now increased from a full damage, or sorry, increased from split to full damage, and now her Tote debuff is up to 10 turns. That's her trap.
Was her trap 2 dumps before?
Her trap was 1 dump before, and
Okay,
it is now
2.
Yeah, so that's pretty, like 10, an extra 4 turns on a trap is pretty good, especially for, one that's on an LD. Realistically, you're going to be using, you're not going to be going through all of those.
Yeah,
probably weren't even going through that before, but
yeah, you're especially not going to go through them all because she also applies the trap for 10 turns on her FR.
whoa, hey, that's cool. I didn't know that.
They've given that to, it seems like, pretty much all the trap units, right? Celis says the same thing.
Ace has that thing too.
And
when
Ace
he
has
just
it in
got his
JP.
fire.
I don't know what any other trap characters... Any other trap characters have Farth?
No,
Seiss does. I don't know if she does it or not.
that's kind of a nice. I mean, I don't think it really matters. It kind of streamlines things like a little too much. On Ace, it's different, but like on this one, whatever. I don't think that's
Just means you're going to have it up the whole time pretty much no matter what you do.
Yeah. And her FR is a little interesting. I think it sucks, personally. But I've seen some people say otherwise. So, her FR, the things you need to do to proc her FR is recover HP, and that's +2 per ally healed. That includes in the off turn. It works with Maria because her trap heals when it hits. The enemy turn ends with Brave at 0 or Break. That's +20. Again, good with her trap. Her EX debuff, Explode, also will blow up after the enemy does their attack, and that'll do that. So, pretty easy to hit. And then when you recover HP on turn, it's +5 per ally heal. What do you guys think about this FR?
This is the worst of the bunch.
I don't think it's bad.
Go on.
Like, I mean, the +20% when enemy has is broken at the end of its turn, that adds up to a lot, right? We saw with like Reno FR, his was pretty similar. Was his 20%?
It was. I believe it was 20%. Yes.
Yeah, so it's 20% when an enemy takes a turn for Reno. Kind of similar to that with the extra from the off-turn healing. It is a pretty restrictive condition for like compared to like a Core or Minwoo or other off-turn FRs. As far as if you're not healing,
I think with her in the party, you're not even going to see it that much because remember, she like her preemptive drains Brave and then breaks them, so they don't even get it on that turn. They have to come back without any Brave and then end without any. So it's not like you're not gonna see it back to back like a Reno thing or something. She's gonna keep shifting their turns. Like you guys have played using her, right? It's kind of weird how like she'll break
them, then it's like
and then break them again, and then
that is one of the things. Like it'll proc her the recover HP thing, but it is a strange interaction. Whereas if you're using something like a Minwoo FR there, you're gonna get FR procs on all of those traps that go off. Whereas in this one, it will go off.
Not as many as it sounds on paper.
Yeah, it'll go off as many enemies are there on the field, regardless of turn.
Yeah, like if you have like turn warping characters or whatever, turn warping enemies or whatever, you get a lot of use out of the others. But here, it will always like, let's say you get A, B, C, A, B, C. A will break, B will break, C will break, and then when everything breaks in this game, for some reason they like lose all their consecutive turns, if that makes sense. So you would just get the 1, 2, 3 A, B, C procs, and none of the consecutives.
They don't always lose their consecutive turns.
I think that's when you do you break them all at the same time, right?
Yeah. And also if they have like the thing where they like warp and give themselves 3 turns, they will still have all of those turns. They don't.
They don't lose any of that? They don't lose like one of them?
Nope.
Okay.
But yeah, like so I think her FR is not that good. I think she's a good
Yeah.
unit. Well,
Think-
do I think she's a good unit? I actually don't know.
I don't know. She
I-
used to be a good unit.
Yeah.
Her numbers are bad.
Her numbers aren't great. I think there probably are some shenanigans you could do with like, because she can break the enemy and not have them like, and sort of pass the turns back and forth. If you have like A, B, then A breaks, then B breaks, you can probably get some extra attacks out of that.
I think she'll be really good for other off-turn FR users that are a little
for
bit
sure.
more general. So if you are going to be using someone like Minwoo, for example, or Core or something like that, you're going to be getting those extra turns like we were talking about. So her passing those turns around can be kind of a benefit in that way. I think this is definitely like a bad FR for this character specifically, and super restricted, like we said. Like, not a lot of characters could heal in the off turn in general.
Yeah.
There's like Minwoo, Celeste, Furion in 2022, and did I say Minwoo?
Yeah.
Leon is another one.
Gal.
Gao, yeah. Like, really not a lot of team building options to work alongside this FR.
Yeah, and before people say it in chat, I know there's things you can do with like certain calls, like Lude, get extra healing, but that's a lot of extra work for.
It's also
Not-
like a 3-turn call too.
Not much benefit. The other issue I think with this character, which is something that kind of always seems to rear its head with these characters, is that she has a shit ultimate weapon type.
The bow. You're telling me you're not hyped for that Sarah BT?
I will be hyped for Sarah BT when it comes in like 4 months.
Yeah, there's not a lot. There's probably no good bow characters right now.
No, there's not.
Yeah. So pretty
when
bad.
When it rains, it pours. Zero shit cycle
yeah.
way through.
But like, she is a character you want to be doing damage, so having no ultimate weapon is going to be a pretty substantial drawback.
I feel like, from what I've seen and experienced in past tuning passes, her damage is not great. I mean, in theory, like, you stack all these follow-ups, but hers personally is not great. And this tuning pass doesn't look like it makes it much better. Like, you'd rather have a Kayn, an Ace, hell, even a fucking Freya at this rate, Core. You've got a lot of options, right? She is not one of them for top damage.
Yeah. I also feel like off-turn healing used to be maybe a little bit better than it was now, when we had defensive options that weren't quite as strong.
Yeah, I don't think
but that's kind of gone now. Like, you have Gladio, Core, shit like that. Galif, yeah, that can just like completely shut down bosses that way. So like getting heals in the off turn isn't even that beneficial.
Yeah. Another
anymore.
funny thing that people are alluding to in chat is like Freya has off turn healing, but you actually don't want to run her with Maria because she dodges all the healing. So you don't get the FR ticks from Freya herself. Because she can't be healed while she's in the air.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm very underwhelmed by Maria. Like, they don't up these off-turn damage numbers big enough. She never was a lead contender because she was more of a support, right? More of a gravity plus heal. So her follow-up damage was never competitive.
Yeah.
And that's why it's like, why even bring her at this point? Fuck.
Yeah, I feel like when she came out, she was one of the few LD only Brave Gain up units. Yeah, but those are a dime a dozen now.
And she had HP damage up on her debuff as well.
Yeah. So, a lot of the stuff that she was really good at when she did come out is homogenized along along the rest of the cast. So
yeah, like I'd probably take is there anyone that can gravity on traps at this point? But that's not like super important right now because we have a lot of people like Minwoo who can just shave the shit out of whatever's coming.
I don't think anyone like gravities per se, but you have like Sap or like X Death or something, heat gravities.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it's a pretty underwhelming character, but the banner should be alive now.
Are you pulling?
Did I pull?
Yeah. You gotta pull on stream. You gotta pull the
I've got
FR.
2 free pulls. All right, I don't have either of these BTs.
Look at all those gems.
You got nothing.
Hey, that was a shitty pull. Hey, do a good pull for the stream this time.
Well, yeah, that was the warm up. I'll let this one play out. The gold orb. This is guaranteed FR and BT right here.
Easy. Holy shit. Dude, these are a lot of bronze weapons. I said do a good pull. What the fuck?
Fine.
You're embarrassing me, so maybe.
Ah, that was that. There we go.
The EX, let's go.
Don't worry. I saved the daily single. This is gonna be the payoff right here.
Setting up for the stream moment.
Yo,
Blue one.
Onion Knight silver weapon.
There we go. The best unit in the game.
Oh, shit, I don't have auto sale turned on BlueStacks. That's annoying.
Alright,
Oh,
time to
do I need to make a sub goal to actually pull this character?
No, just pull it.
time to do all your tickets.
Which banner? Do I want Seymour's BT or Ceodor's BT?
Ceodore, he's cool.
Yeah. We want to see those animations. We can laugh at them.
Alright, let's go. I got 471 tickets.
Or Ceodore, abandoned by his real parents. Only
on.
came there to back him up.
Not
Turn
even
auto sell on.
even Dragon Ball's leaving Gohan behind now too, right? Isn't Goten the
They just gave Gohan a movie in a new form, so.
Oh, I guess. That worked out well for him last time, so.
Damn.
Well,
these pulls-
Super is dedicated to milking these characters now. Look, Android 17 has a fan base now for some reason.
I've got a
Grocery
single gold weapon in 30 pulls. 40 pulls.
Hey, didn't Piccolo get a new form too? He like turned yellow. He went yellow mode.
Yeah, he's like Orange Piccolo now or something.
Damn.
I don't know
this
what's
banner
happening
sucks.
with Super. Super sucks.
You recently, or like semi-recently, reread like the original Dragon Ball, right?
Yeah,
You're like a big
good. It holds up.
defender of the original, yeah.
Yeah. They're just naming things after colors now. You've got Orange Piccolo and it's Blanco Gohan. extra spicy with the Spanish word there. And then you've got Black Frieza. After Golden Frieza, you got like Super Saiyan Blue, Super Saiyan Rose, you know. Did you get it?
Holy shit! Damn. Easy. It's just that easy.
Oh my god.
All right.
Should have made it a sub goal. You fucked up.
That was insane.
5 subs and she'll green Ceodore.
What the fuck?
2 subs.
10 subs.
Wait.
4 subs.
Let me see what I have for green materials first. I think I have a lot.
Quick, do it before she checks. 5 subs.
I might run out of my...
Dude, she has so many. What the hell?
There's so many. What the fuck? You're such a hoarder, dude.
I might
Dude,
run out.
5 subs. 5 subs and she'll green Ceodore right now. Thank you, Tree Void.
Damn.
So Maggie,
Who am I supposed to green to not be a hoarder? I don't get it.
Anyone that's not green. I don't understand these
Like a
questions.
non-FR units? Like,
Yeah.
I
You
feel
can
like
showcase-
it's a terrible investment.
You can showcase this massive Ceodore rework you were talking about.
Oh yeah, it's true. I don't know what he does. Someone's gonna have to help me. Pretend I'm raw life. Walk me through this.
He doesn't listen anyway. It's fine.
Yeah, I'll
So
green
Meggy cheated. Wasn't there somebody? Didn't you ask like Tree Void to walk you through a fight or something, and you listened to him? That's cheating.
He did not walk me through. The fight.
Wow. Do you not give good advice or what?
No, I just did the fight myself.
Damn.
Yeah.
You did not give good advice.
There's your green Theodore. I guess I should buy his high armor too, huh?
Yeah, 5 more subs, she'll buy the high armor.
I have. Yeah, I got enough of these. Fine.
What the fuck?
What?
We talked the other day. You're like, I don't have enough resources to get to max things out that I want. You have so much shit.
Liar. You're a liar.
What?
You want to see my resources? I literally have nothing.
There's nothing worse than pretending to be poor.
I opened a ticket. By the way, my ticket just got filled today. I opened a ticket to reclaim a Celeste BT I accidentally sold so I could sell it again for 5 BT tokens. That's how poor I am. That's how poor I am. I sat through customer support for 2.5 weeks for 5 BT tokens. Like, I'm actually living on this by the edge of my seat. Like, you're a fucking hoarder. I'm like living paycheck to paycheck here.
Again, what am I supposed to be spending that I'm not spending? I don't understand.
Seydor, now, max him.
I'm
Wait,
gonna
5
blue
subs.
Armor. Blue armor is too scarce. I'll blue someone else's armor that I actually want, but
Okay, blues are scarce, but green BTs you should be able to freely throw around.
Yeah.
You should get all armors up to the plus.
I don't have. Okay, I've been complaining about this for like a fucking year.
Yeah, I don't understand how that's possible.
I cannot
I
buy
don't
all
know.
of the base armors
Yeah, why? How?
because I don't have enough tokens.
You built
Hot
this.
just finished the collection the other day.
I'm
You know, I'm pretty
21
sure-
armor tokens away from having enough to buy everybody's.
You not do all the co-ops? Is that what's fucking happening?
No, I do I've done most of the co-ops. I think I missed a few in like early Shinryu because I wasn't playing the game for a little bit, but
What the fuck? Why?
I had missed more than like maybe 50.
Why weren't you playing the game then?
I just had other stuff going on.
I believe you.
I'm-
Are you playing FF11?
No. But anyways, yeah. Actually, wait. Can I afford? No, wait. Okay.
You can.
No, I think the answer is actually funnier than that.
Are you fucking one off?
Yes.
That's awesome.
If I had 280 instead of 200. Wait, no. I have one of Ignis, a copy of Ignis's. I think I do have enough. My math is right. Or I do this.
Don't do the math. Just commit. Be a real gacha player.
But yeah, I've got, I don't know, reasonable number of most resources.
Yeah, way more than I have.
Well, I'm
You're
gonna
like-
spend them on characters that I want.
You're like Elon Musk on Twitter, trying to impress all the.
I'm gonna start a poll to see if I should be ousted as CEO of the Lifestream. Anyways, do I want to try to rush through this in the next like 10 minutes? And I
Yeah.
don't know how much time left.
Yeah.
Is the thing.
I'm
Yes.
sure you could do this fight. No problem.
I'm excited to read nothing and some and like die.
You should tell me what the story is too.
Well, I can't. do
Yeah,
both.
read the story. Read the story.
I don't have that much time. Do you want to see the fight or do you want to see the story?
What do you mean you
Those
don't have
are-
that
An
much
awkward
time?
pair.
Where are you trying to go? Where are you in such a rush to run off to?
Other things?
She's upset because we made her green Ceodore.
No, I don't give a shit about that.
Oh, shit.
Zoomers, you're always trying to do other things when you should be doing the thing that you're doing.
You're saying like when should I stop the stream then?
When we're done.
What does that mean?
What do you mean? What does it mean? When you're done with all the content, and the content is playing through the IW.
I need the ultimate weapon for faster trash mobs.
Do you think Liz and Josepher just fucking stop halfway through the event on launch night?
Yes. I don't know. I'm I don't know what any content creators do.
Wow, just adding fuel to the flame.
Not anymore. What are they saying?
It's like I don't mean that as like a personal slight to any content creators. I just don't watch content for this game.
What did they say in that dialogue?
I don't know.
Yeah, like you know lore. You could explain it to us.
You
I'll
played
read it.
FF2.
I'll read
Yeah.
it later.
I want to know if I'm supposed to like these characters or not.
Now that Sinewave's not here anymore, I don't know what the FF2 characters are about.
Shout out to Raging
Guy
Hawk.
Dub, you're eating with the voice acting. No, we can't do that without Raw Life here. He needs to be the voice of Guy.
He sounds like him a lot of the time. No, like in cadence, not in dialogue choice.
Dialogue choice.
I can't believe you think that Raw can't form a coherent sentence.
I think out of all of us, Raw Life is most likely to talk to creatures of the forest.
True. Does Raw speak Beaver? I feel
What
like
the
he would
hell
say
is
yes.
Guy's backstory again? He's just a childhood friend who got hit on the head or something? Like,
No, he was
if
like
grew up-
raised by wolves.
Yeah, but he's like a childhood friend or something? Or how did they find him? Is just this random guy they hang out with that was raised by fucking wolves?
That's like
Like, that's the explanation?
more backstory than is actually in the game.
Like somebody who was writing FF2 thought we need a character who was raised by wolves randomly. This will add a lot to the story. Like, I
I'm
don't
pretty
understand.
sure the Raised by Wolves thing was like a retcon too. I don't think that was actually in FF2. It was like maybe in the manual or something, but it wasn't in the game at all. In game, he's just like their idiot friend.
I know, like, he's like the, was it Lenny? Of Mice and Men, right?
Kinda, yeah.
I mean, what's the message here? Like, as a writer, what is the narrative decision for that? Is each, you know, he's the only one dumb enough to rebel against the Empire with them or something? Like, I just don't understand this random
I think they
decision.
all have a good reason to rebel against the Empire, because the start of the game is their hometown getting torched by the Emperor, and they're the only survivors.
There's
I
a
don't-
lot of. The
You
Emperor
say that,
torched a lot of homes.
like it's normal? You're like, that's a
Wait,
good
wait,
reason.
wait, whoa,
How
whoa,
many
whoa,
people?
whoa, whoa,
How
whoa.
many people rebel against an empire that torches their hometown? It doesn't sound like a realistic situation.
Did other people see that text error as well?
What?
I'm
did it
pretty
say?
sure the dialogue box just had Arciela's dialogue labeled as Ursula.
Yeah, make me look back on the stream. God damn it!
You know what? You know what?
All right, look at it and tell me when you upload the video to your YouTube channel.
You know what? To be
Run the
fair, I
fight
think
again.
their names are identical in Japanese. So if that really was like a localization gaffe, I'd understand it.
Do you see this again?
Little Star Wars reference there.
Wait, where's the dialogue? It's gone. Damn. I want to see the dialogue.
You're not even reading it.
Yeah, you're not even reading it.
Clearly I am, because I saw the wrong name.
I only listen to audiobooks. I'm
Did
not.
you know that they've proven that speed reading isn't actually reading? You don't magically retain the same amount of information. You just fucking breezing through the fucking words.
Yeah, that's probably correct.
So you're not reading.
Well, shout out to the subreddit on that one. Probably unfollow that guy after. Freddie Piscetti wouldn't have shouted out the subreddit.
Oh wait, what are you talking about? I
His like little message on his friend unit was the subreddit.
oh yeah, I don't.
The really
I don't know who
high-quality-
anyone on my friend list is other than like my fellow Lifestream hosts.
You never added me back.
But yes, I did. Been on my friend list for like a long time.
Go find his name.
Yeah, go find my name. I can change it now that they answered my ticket. I don't need to kiss ass anymore.
True.
I did get a pretty hearty chuckle out of me like last night when I logged in. Great balance team.
Do you ever have like those friend units that you've had for like a really long time that are like really shitty friend units, but you want to keep them for like novelty?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have one guy on my friend's unit who has like a C70 Ramza.
Yeah, because I mean, ultimately at this point, who cares, right? It's not like they made
Yeah,
a huge
not like I'm using it.
Yeah.
But like for like a year, I had this guy on my friends list who had EX plus Cyan as his friend unit. And his message was, I am thou, thou art I. And I couldn't, like, it made me laugh every time I saw it. So I kept it.
That was pretty clever. What's that a reference to?
I don't know.
Shakespeare.
You tell me.
No, you tell me. That's why I asked you. It's not how this works.
Romeo and Juliet, right?
Yeah. Wherefore
Oh.
art thou I?
Persona X Scion speech pattern? I don't think that's right. Are you sure? So Maggie, stop skipping all the dialogue. I'm trying to see it.
Yeah, come on. This is bad content.
I'm trying to read.
Yeah.
The speed read.
It doesn't count!
It doesn't count.
I don't retain.
Oh yeah, no, actually, like, that was a one-off, but that's true. It always made me laugh, people bragging about speed reading, but it's a
think I'm
shortcut. You
gonna
don't take this much information.
I think I'm about to die.
Uh-oh. That's
Apparently
not good.
this random mini boss absorbs ice.
Switching Charlotta.
It's fine. These guys, they'll brave attack.
Yep.
They did a brave attack.
Uh-oh. There we go.
Damn, this game's too hard. There's your white.
There's your live stream moment. Damn, at least Raw Life loses on the fucking Shinryus. What the hell?
I turn off Auto Plus. Fuck this game. Let's go with Reigns.
Force launch, love and truth. I have that on a pillow at my house.
This is someone who's been on my friends list since like I started the game.
And they're still here. And even the little puppets are getting dialogue. What the hell?
Yeah. And we need Raw Life here to pronounce their names.
Oh,
I would watch a I have so many ideas for TCC versus Lifestream, and one of them is just like,
Pronunciation.
yeah, Mark versus Raw. Who can get the most correct pronunciation?
They were fine.
God, this animation's pretty cool.
This animation's sick.
the snap on the oven mitts doesn't quite hit though. I gotta say. I don't like Sid Rain's costume.
I'm not a fan either.
I don't know if I like the voice modulation either. It like sounds all.
I mean, the voice modulation is like cool. That's like a reference, but
Like I get it. I just don't think I don't like listening to it.
yeah, I feel like a lot of those sort of like transformation costumes don't actually look that good in practice. Like I don't really like the Vayne costume or the Jack costume.
Well, the jacked one is cool.
Yeah, I think the Jack one's fine. I don't like the Vayne one.
I think like it being like really small looks kind of jank. Not a
That's
fan.
how he looks in Dissidia.
That doesn't mean it doesn't look jank in this game.
Like
So,
he
like,
has
the way it renders this art style just looks, I don't know, looks off to me.
I'm sleepy. How long are we going for?
I was told I can't stop streaming until I beat this fight, so
You could have read all the dialogue for instead. You chose
Yeah,
the fight.
Yeah, you chose the fight.
fuck you guys.
I'm not the one streaming, so I don't have to stay the whole time, right?
Yeah, you can leave.
Okay. Soon.
Oh, I gotta run
After-
all synergy for the chaos. Boost synergy.
Snow.
Yo, Ceodore Showcase time?
Let's
Yeah!
go. Let's go.
People demanded. Am I missing any passes or anything? Like,
Passives don't matter.
oh, I
Except
took
for
off
when
the
they
speed
get
passive.
rid of your C90 passive, but whatever.
Why did I take off all of Ceodore's speed passes? What the hell was I running him in? Oh, I think it was like faster EX recharge or something, because on his last tuning pass, all his other buttons were so shit. I don't remember.
Hey, equip the BT gloss.
Does it look good?
No. But that's what the people paid for.
The people paid.
It's a big fucking Roblox sword.
This is a Minecraft. This is like such a Minecraft sword. Oh, this blue one looks way better.
Yeah, it's true.
Actually, wait, how does he look with the scepter? Nah.
Too big. Clunky.
That looks good on some characters. That's Seymour. Yeah. And Maria doesn't even have high armor. And Prompto instead.
I have missed prompt though. I wanted to get an update.
He's got a fun kit.
I tend to like those Jack of all trade characters.
Ready for the monstrous chaos fight.
Yeah, this massive Ceodore rework is about to put in work. Oh, Somegi, you're playing Crisis Core, yeah?
I'm going to.
Oh, I see. Never mind then.
Why don't you just do that instead tonight?
I asked what I should stream, and I was told to stream Devo.
I said Imperial Assault.
How does this character work? That's Prompto's block rate.
Blart even gave his blessing for Imperial Assault, and then you said no.
Alright, ready for the big.
I can see Ceodore as a Minecraft YouTuber. He is like the Zoomer of the Final Fantasy world.
He's like the same age as Tidus. What happened?
I guess Tidus was more during the time of Minecraft on YouTube as well.
Got Seymour.
Yo.
Made this button really good. Oh.
His EX is like the only good button. And his HP attack is like special.
Alright, so how do I use this character? Ceodore.
I think you press the EX whenever,
Yep, it's not up.
and then you press the S one when you can't.
I thought his HP plus was good, right?
You gotta get your awaken up first, so you probably want to hit LD.
Oh.
You are not awakened.
Oh, speaking of the after years being shitty, Awaken is such a shit mechanic.
What is how does it work in after years?
You get like a couple of turns of being like super powered up, and then your health drops to like 1 afterwards.
Wait,
So
why
like
is
Including-
Super Bolide, right?
Including after the fight ends. Like the fight ends and then you just have 1 health.
use a potion?
Yeah, use a potion, you hoarder.
Is it like is it worth it or no? It just like doesn't.
It's like never. It's never worth it.
Damn.
I'm not. I don't know. Theoretically, would it be worth it on a non-grind playthrough? Because I'm watching Blart do a non-grind playthrough of FF4. He actually has to use skills. He can't just auto attack everything. It's crazy.
Which version is Blart playing?
PSP, so the
Oh.
original JP version. Yeah.
Well, that's why. It's not because of the non-grinds, because he's playing a version that has actual difficulty, like the Pixel remaster.
Yeah, and so like in theory, Awaken doubles Ceodore's stats. So I'm thinking, hey, if your stats are not near cap, is that maybe worth it? Nah, it's not, because you only get 3 turns of double stats. Who cares?
And he's also just like, he's not really a DPS.
Just like this game.
He's a DP kinda
Kinda.
semi DPS.
There's like so many better damage dealers. Like that's the real problem with the after year. One of the real problems with the after years. The balance between characters is so like
Just like Defo.
so ridiculous. There's so many characters who are just completely useless.
Just like Defo.
It's worse than Defo.
We
I think
have
a lot
There are
of
some characters
RPGs
who are
have
like
that,
actually just not usable like at all. Like Kalka and Brina.
First of all, you made those 2 names up. Second of all, I feel like a lot of RPGs end up having that anyway.
they
where, like,
do
there's a
when they
few
try to
characters.
shoot for a giant roster.
Yeah.
That's why like big rosters are real bad. Like even in FF6, so many of those are like ignorable characters or forgettable characters. At
Yeah.
least gameplay wise. And
I
like
agree.
FF After Years tried to have like a cast of like 30 something. Like
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's absurd.
yeah.
Yeah, you'll get some shitters in that no matter how. no matter
Yeah,
how good they
the
are.
thing with FF6 is I think all the characters have the potential to be good, but some of them like Gao, you have to do so much more work to make him be good, when you could just
Yeah.
use like save it.
Yeah. Or like I don't think Gogo's ever meant to be good. His stats are like dog shit.
Gogo's actually pretty good because he can mimic characters who are better.
Yeah, but like an inferior version of them.
I don't know, I feel like always got a lot of value off of like I would have Sabin use Phantom Rush and then mimic it with Gogo. It's just
Yeah.
really easy free damage.
I just know his stats were like dog shit, so like he just served as like if you wanted a shittier copy of another character. Which
mean,
you had reason to do because there were lockouts. There was lockout content in FF6 35 years before Defo.
That's actually true.
I think the thing
Any
in the
good
studio-
RPG has lockout content. So not
Yeah,
just
even
like
even FF7 has lockouts.
yeah.
Fight Bizarro Sephiroth.
Yeah, Cloud becomes wheelchair bound for a while.
I think there's like I think you could use any After Years character. They're just not all so great. I remember like Kalka Brina have some like unique gear only they can use, makes them tolerable.
They also have the issue where their health, their levels are just lower.
Yeah.
Because like, if you play through the base stories to get to the real story,
Yeah.
your levels are going to be very far apart. And some characters will come out of their base stories at like level 40, and some they'll be like level 10.
That happens a lot in Radiant Dawn, where you just like you get a character in the chapter and like everyone's like level 12, and the character you just unlocked is like level 4. They just like get one shot by everything.
I mean, to be fair, point against Somegi, these were released in chapters on mobile game months apart, so you were meant to grind the bonus damage to hit the same cap, buddy. You know, the challenge dungeons at the end of each chapter?
Yeah, those.
You had to be like 50 on everybody to beat him.
But yeah, usually you can get some of these characters to the end. You probably just like can't field a full party of shitters.
Yeah.
You probably need at least one strong character. I don't think it's uncommon for RPGs to have like at least a small handful of just like really bad characters.
Yeah. The other issue with the after years though is they have the band attacks where you can like, if you use certain combinations of characters, they can team up and do like a special attack, right? But the thing is, the like main popular characters get so many more band attacks than everybody else.
Yeah, I know, like, I remember I really liked After Years the first time I played it, and I was obsessed with the tiering, and like, you're basically tiered on your available bands, because the bands are, like, FRs are the only things that break the HP damage cap. So that's like, all your damage.
Did you see that EX there? That was some damage.
Oof.
Like, Ceodore is considered a decent character just because, like, he's an okay auto attacker and he has some good bans.
Yeah.
Easy ban.
But
yeah, he's a shitter.
You don't want to hit that button. You just want to spam HP attack now.
It's a pretty good HP attack. Maybe I could run him with a Charlotta FR.
They're waiting. Watch, you'll be sorry when they release FF14 Scholar character, and then you can XCOG Ceodore, and all of a sudden he's an amazing fucking character.
Yo, these guys have turn warps?
Holy shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's an off-turn character. They're meant to die on your fucking off-turn damage. They just fall on your sword. Just fucking kill themselves.
These bosses.
Oh, they have a buff to dispel? Oh man, Seymour's so good. Oh, look at this damage. Character's broken.
Couldn't even kill him. SMH.
So, like, I legitimately think that, like, below 50% Seymour is actually better than every other character damage-wise.
Really?
I don't know about that one.
When you add
Yeah,
up
I
all
don't
his
know.
follow-ups and shit.
You think
like
he's beating a fully pimped out Renoa right now?
I think so. That was
I think-
12 dumps and it's flashed on 6?
All I remember is during the JP release, I think people said he wasn't beating Jarlin by enough, under 50%. Like,
Yeah, I don't
if
think he's beating them by a lot, which he should be.
Yeah.
But I think he is beating them. For what it's worth. Alright,
Yeah,
Shinryu.
but, like, if it's not enough, who cares? Honestly.
Alright.
Yeah, the difference is Renoa will beat the fight 20 minutes faster.
Yeah, and you forget that above 50%, he's doing way worse. Like, is it like comparable? Like, is he doing so much better that it cancels out his worseness? No.
I'm not saying I don't think he's like great, but I do think that he is okay. Alright, so don't bring elements that aren't wind or holy. Force ability. Raid gain HP attack. Damage resist. They do anything else at all?
No, I
Wow,
think
these
they
guys
just.
don't do fucking anything.
I think they just turn wart, and that's it.
Okay, so how am I gonna make my Ceodore good?
Just play him. He's good as it is.
Well, he needs a battery sphere, of course.
Has all these RF spears, but doesn't have enough guard armor tokens to.
You don't get those the same way. I don't see what the issue is.
I haven't built a sphere in maybe a year.
Same. Those Pestle spheres are from when Pestle got his BT and LD. We're gonna run Aerith. Who else can support Ceodore? Oh, we gotta go with the cannon.
Rosa.
Get Ceodore's father in here.
You have the Piccolo costume?
No.
Shame.
So new calls. What calls exist in this game?
You know what concept they gave up on real quick? When you couldn't have identical characters in the same party. So no, like Lisa and Ida, they should have done that for like FRs and BTs as well. Like, if you have
Can't use Ceodore's BT if Kane's in
yeah,
the
like
party?
if you have like a FR or BT that Kane's in, you can't really use it when Kane's on the field because they said
you should only be able to use it when Kane's on the field.
Done it the other way.
yeah, you know what? That's the money making idea. But I'm just saying, originally they said we don't want like Pestle and Dessel on the field at the same time because it doesn't make sense. It breaks immersion. Well, then why the fuck did you summon so many fucking versions of Pestle and Kane on the field now? Like, it's fucking ridiculous. I can have Jack on the field like 3 fucking times. Jack, Orin, and Braska. They just keep summoning each other over and over. It's ridiculous.
You know what breaks my immersion is seeing a fucking alive Braska on my goddamn.
I'm just still mad. You guys were not playing. You guys were not playing when Pestle came out. I was mad year 1 that characters were exclusive to each other and that there was a stupid party building limitation that only existed for 2 fucking characters. Thank God they never brought it back. But like it was just so maddening. Like, breaks immersion. This is a fucking crossover game. What the fuck? We're supposed to be able to build whatever whack ass characters like teams we want, and you're saying I can't put 2 Cecils in the same party? Like, oh my god, that pissed me off so bad.
Yeah, shit game.
My gotcha game immersion. Is that the real reason they gave? That's insane.
The default sucks.
Yeah.
I'm just glad they got rid of it.
Time to win.
Do it. I like how Ceodore's BT effect is still 6 fucking turns.
Yeah, it's feel bad. Alright.
I don't even think it's that good.
Oh, it's a shit effect.
And like the gameplay variation on him is that you don't lose turns of your awaken, but like realistically, is the fight gonna last long enough where you run out of LDs or S2s? No.
Absolutely not.
Give him a fucking 20 turn BT effect. Who gives a fuck? Can't do my Dark Paladin or my Dark Cecil and my Paladin Cecil fanfic.
We could,
in this
like-
fan fiction video game.
Why? Are you gonna tell me Garland and Jarlin are different people? Because
For the
that's
purpose of this game, yes, they are.
That's the next DLC for Strangers of Paradise, is you fight FF1 Garland.
Okay, so I never want to push skill 1 with Ceodore, or just like buff maintenance, or how does...
Yeah, that's like debuff that with the Imperil, right? Isn't that the only thing that Imperils, or does the EX do it?
I'm learning on the job.
I'm pretty sure you don't ever want to
The
press.
debuff is on the EX, but he has a buff tied to skill 1.
Yeah, yeah. So just for Red Wings to
Right. Does he have like EX recharge rate up on his
I don't
HP
believe so.
plus?
on his HP plus, yeah, he does.
Okay, yeah, I figured.
Alright, how to play notes. Okay, start with S2 or LD.
Yeah, you need to get his awaken.
S1 maintains the debuff.
His EX does too. It's on there. Just look.
It just says health maintain the debuff, it charges his EX faster. S2 is used to refresh the awaken, but can also be used as a gauge charger.
Yeah, I didn't force
Wait a
enhance him. So
5 subs in Somegi, I'll force enhance 30.
FE
Say
30
what?
my Theodore. I wish I had, honestly.
You have Aerith right there, just charge your prayer.
Cheating. You're not allowed.
Pretty good. Jesus.
Big
He is
damage.
an insane character. What the hell?
I know, right? I feel like Kain is like still one of the most broken characters they've released in this
Ever?
era. I don't know enough about Devo history to conclusively say ever.
Feels like, just from what I've heard, like, from, you know, more seasoned community members, that, like, jumps of power earlier on were more drastic than they are
Yeah.
since I've been playing. Like, some characters got their 35 plus, or 35, and just, like, completely shot up and became, like, super powerful.
So I'm going to go into fourth. First up. I remember how to play Kain.
Hey, you're doing it.
But I need to get Theodore is first. Calls way. Oh shit. I fucked up. I have to delay this.
Uh-oh.
Runs over.
GG. Is there FR gloss?
Yeah, I think so.
That's cool. What the hell?
Like it. Oh, I saved it. We're good.
It's just that easy.
I forgot I have this.
You're gonna use Kate Sith on your turn 10 of your force time.
Use what?
You're gonna use Kate Sith call on your turn 10 of your force time.
This is some kind of Raleigh reference?
What? No, that's what you're about to do, right? How many Kate Sith turns does it take to do 20 million?
That is a cool. I do like Ceodore's first animation. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, all of his animations I think are really good.
Shame about the rest of the character.
Yeah, truly. I feel like when Ceodore came out, a lot of the animations for characters were good. Maybe I'm just biased in thinking Kadaj, but like, at the very least, him and Kadaj are like very well animated characters.
Yeah, no, I remember.
That whole era.
Yeah, he was the start of like new characters getting like really flashy animations, and now you have like Iris, who like doesn't do anything, and Jesse, Iris and Jesse back to back, back to back.
How do I want to? One. Oh yeah, definitely push HP plus here. Good thinking, me.
Hey, you're in force time. Just spam it.
What? Pain in the air.
Oh,
Plus. Oh, turn warps.
wait a second.
Shit.
Rex looks cool. Day one Rex fan, by the way.
Oh, they're just gonna like fall on the sword, aren't they? I'm gonna come out of Theodore's burst phase and they're just gonna turn warp and die. Bit damage.
This animation's so funny to me. When they just like start spinning super fast in the air. What a goofy animation.
Where's this one? Do I care about? Yeah, I want to do. Engage supercharge. Ready for the monstrous Ceodore burst phase.
I'm at the edge of my seat.
Alright, so which buttons? I want to just press like HP plus 5 times and then EX.
Yeah, and then probably FR.
Wait, who are siblings in FF2 again? Is it Maria and Guy?
Maria and Leon.
Maria and Leon.
Oh. Well, I think Maria and Guy would have more sense as to why they keep Guy around.
The little brother that their parents are forced to hang out with. Just bring him to the mall with you, come on.
Oh man.
Hey, where's your brave?
A brave. Also, did somebody tell me to push FR in this BT phase? Did they forget what character I was using?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Yeah. Oopsies. Oh, they were lovers. I don't... If Tree Void's agreeing, I don't know how I feel about that one.
Bullshit.
That sounds like some bullshit to me.
Pretty monstrous damage. Right, this is what we've all been waiting for, the big EX.
Your FR is gonna run out.
Yeah. Oh man, look at that damage.
Wowza. Eat your heart out, Seymour. You wish you could do that much damage above 50%.
Got him.
Well, Somegi charges up a second force time to finish up this fight. We'll do a little bit of housekeeping here.
Yo,
So
you see
obviously,
that BT phase? This character's broken.
what the hell? Everyone pull Ceodore. Ceodore. There's something there. Anyway, obviously with the holidays coming up, we will not be around next week. This will be the last stream of the year for the live stream. Thank you everyone for making the year as enjoyable as it was. I do believe we'll be back in the new year, on the first Monday of the new year. But if not, then we will make an announcement soon. So, yeah, I think that is everything.
Are you excited for the wipe?
Are you gonna wipe?
No.
Why not?
I thought there was a chance I might, then I remembered who's on my team.
Let that party last, man. Or whatever. You don't.
Well, I have the ability to revive dead characters.
Dude, I never remember that whenever I run Aerith. I'm always resetting anytime someone dies.
Same.
But
Doesn't
also
count
I
anyway.
I also don't need to because I have this call. That I prepared. Exact moment.
I say that Ceodore is a twink. He's like young. I don't think you should say that about Ceodore.
I don't think he's a twink. I think he's a child.
Yeah, you
Said that,
sickos.
TV.
It's Indo.
He's asking if Ra would say that, which is a different question.
That is true.
Oh, they have like a HP poison during force time.
He's not an orphan.
We're gonna.
Oh, I think I finally learned what a power bottom is.
Yeah.
Can you confirm? So, I was told, like, it's like if you were using a jackhammer on the street, but reversed.
Right.
So that's correct?
Are you the jackhammer?
I guess the street is the power bottom?
That just sounds like a weird CrossFit exercise. More than anything.
So, is it like a woodpecker then?
Is it like
I have so many questions, and I don't think any of them are getting answered.
I don't understand. No, it's like a woodpecker, right?
No? No, it's not like a woodpecker.
Yeah, I think my vote's also no, but I also don't like understand the premise of the question.
I think you were closer. I think you were closer with reverse jackhammer.
Yeah, like reverse jackhammer, right?
But no, I think you still got some soul searching to do on the power bottom definition.
Trying to. It's like. Hold on. It's like. Like, are these bosses that turn warp and kill themselves on your off turns? Are these guys who like fall on your sword, power bottom? That's like power bottom behavior, right?
Falling on your sword is power bottom behavior.
Like they're like killing themselves on your off turns, right?
No, they're not falling on your sword. It's if you're underground and you're stabbing them.
What?
They're not falling on your sword.
What does any of this mean?
Like
You're like a
I
mole
don't-
man or something.
yeah,
What? What is so confusing about that?
I don't
Why are you so flabbergasted?
understand.
What's the HP requirement? I should probably. Oh, what the fuck?
You're fine.
Is it like in those Looney Tune cartoons when Bugs Bunny is pulling the carrots into the ground? Why are you laughing? I'm serious. I'm serious. That's like an earnest. That's like an earnest analogy. That's the best I can do.
That's the best. I'm doing my best.
I'm trying here.
I'm trying. Oh,
Okay. Everything's fine. Maybe.
you no wonder you like Lilith. Say you do have to use 2 force times. What the hell?
Well,
To be
Mouse,
fair, I
you're not
use
really
Ceodore.
yeah, you're not really playing the game. You're not doing the ticket.
It's true. I guess so.
Ceodore's
Yeah,
not
go
the ticket
back and-
mission either, to be clear.
I gotta go back and do the Seymour. Get those 10 tickets. That's 10 FRs.
Don't worry, this overheal from Lilizette Call is going to save my HP requirement.
There we go. She's basically a tank with overheal.
Basically just a tank.
Mm-hmm. What a shitty animation. What the hell?
I like it.
No.
Okay, it's like a hungry hippo, right?
No. Definitely. That's the worst one yet.
Oh, is that the worst one yet? Come on.
I think Woodpecker was better than Hungry Hippo. Are you the hippo or are you the person with the paddle?
You're the marbles, right?
You're the marbles.
Why are you laughing? I'm serious.
Now I just want to play Hungry Hungry Hippo. You can play that on Tabletop Simulator, right?
Yeah.
Cue that up on Tuesday.
Alright, how do I win this fight?
I think it's more pop-up pirate than Hungry Hungry Hippos.
No, that doesn't make any sense. From what I'm understanding.
Well, I feel like you're not.
What are you understanding? Yeah.
I think, yeah, base number one is you're not. But go, sorry, I shouldn't have interrupted. Go on. Hungry Hungry Hippo on stream in 2023. We'll make it a sub-poll and then fail to meet it.
Just stream a black screen that you're having.
Yeah, actually we're playing Monster Prom.
Guys, I think Ceodore might be broken.
He's too good. Aren't you glad you greened him?
Yeah, thrilled.
Did you actually no?
Yeah.
Wow.
You said I'm not a hoarder.
Now you're just being defensive.
Look at that EX monstrous damage. Game's too easy.
GG's.
Just use Ceodore.
Jeez. Oh, we can end now. I'm so tired.
Yeah. Any questions?
Yeah, there we go. You had to say the
Any
live stream
fucking
special.
questions?
Oh, Jesus. This is like family stream. You got Hungry Hungry Hippos, pop-up pirates, and no swearing. Let's wrap this bad boy up. Mino's about to fall asleep. Do you have any closing thoughts before we sign off until the new year?
Man, if Jarland wasn't, I'd be really my game, giving us so many shitters in a row.
Yeah, agreed.
But Jarland's a cool character to add, and he has a cool
And cool animations. He's probably got my favorite FR.
and reportedly a good fight
Good fight. Damn, it's been a while.
in part two. Part two of
Oh no.
the COD fight is so overhyped that if we one-shot it, BC
Yeah.
lied.
If it's a fight that Raw Life is capable of beating on stream, I'm going to be disappointed.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Somegi, do you have anything to say here before we wrap it up?
Hey, are you gonna pull Iroha BT Somegi on stream?
Of course. I'm just gonna token it probably. I have
Not
like
good.
a trillion BT tokens as well.
Not good.
Why did I green Ceodore? That's my closing thoughts.
As Treefoid spent like $15 on it. That's why.
Yeah.
No,
You
I
got
mean
paid.
I guess I'll use him. Why not? It's not like the content's hard.
I don't think you could have beaten that without Green Ceodore.
I could have run a better team and beaten it easily.
No. We can agree to disagree on that one. For like
Yeah.
40 Canadian. Yeah, it's true. That is that conversion rate. It's tough.
Yeah, I have a lot of BT tokens. I don't know if you can see all the dupes in here, but there's a lot of them. How do I show you?
Oh, I have a closing thought. Can we watch the Waka video?
No, I have.
Is Waka power bottom?
11,
I don't know.
31.
I'm starting to think I don't understand it at all.
Yeah, starting.
Yeah, I have 35 BT dupes, so I think I can get whatever BT I want.
What the fuck? That's so many. That's too many.
I don't think I've ever sold a BT in my time playing this game.
Alright, we're wrapping this bad boy up.
Yeah,
So Megan, did you have any additional anything to say, or you just want to show off your BT hoard and rub it in everyone's face, or?
I mean, I both really.
Mhm.
But I hope that the future fights are better than this, because these were not an inspiring set of fights.
Accurate. I'm just gonna say thanks for making the year as good as it was, all the viewers and whatever, and have a happy holidays. We'll see you in the new year. All right, Somegi in the stream now.
All right, see y'all.